So it is said, so Bhogalayam Yadi Matva Yachivati, one who lives with considering that as a Bhogalaya, such an individual, Padyate, Bhoga Bhavat, Bhoktru Bhavat, Padyate, Devam Nyatva Muchyate. That having known, understood the nature of the Lord, Muchyate Sarva Pashaihi. The world is a duality. Constant duality is there. Aksharam tada aksharam. And samyuktam eva idam vishwam. The world is a combination of incompatible things. Day and night, joys and sorrow, perishing and imperishable, Jada and Chaitanya, Ishwara and Jiva, manifest and manifest. It is very interesting that the whole world is a magic, as though what cannot be there, but it is definitely there. What is impossible to be together, they are together. That is why it's samyuktam etat aksharam aksharam cha. Vyakta avyaktam. ये दोनों के, the one who is Bharate means one who supports, is alone Isha. That's why in Sanskrit, the husband is called Bharta. You know that? In Sanskrit, in Malayalam also, the husband is called Bharta. Because Bharam Dharati iti Bharta. One who is bearing the burden of the house. And the wife is called Bharya. Seriously, Bharya means one who's giving the bhara to him. Bharya means one who is being carried. I'm not joking. Bhagavan also Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwara. Isn't that? Upadrishtanamanta cha Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwara. Paramatma iti api yukta. Lokesmin Purusha, Dehesmin Purusha Paraha. This Purusha, the one is one who is Bharta. Here also Bharate, Vishwam Bharate. This whole world is being supported by one. But it is only one only. That is an interesting point. So, what we should understand is that one, when we come to know, then alone there is liberation. There is एक ही परमात्मा है, वही सबका भरता है. Everything is born, supported by, not Bengan ka, not Bengan ka Bharta. Vishwa Bharta, Vishwam Bivarti, one who supports the entire one. So here, next verse, Nyagyo Dvavaja Vaishani Shavajva. This is very interesting compound. Nyagyo Dvavaja Vaishani Shavaja. Eka Bhoktru Yukta Anantaschatma Vishwarupo Hyakarta Trayam Yada Vindade Brahma Medat Yagyo Dvavaja Vishani Shavaja Keka Bhoktru Yukta Anantaschatma Vishwarupo Hyakarta Trayam Yada Vindade Brahma Metat. Nyaha means one who knows. Janati. Ajnaha means one who na janati. Doesn't know. So, one who knows and one who does not know. One who knows is Ishwaraha, the Lord. One who does not know is Jiva. Nya Ajnao. That means Ishwara Jivayo. Jiva Ishwarao. These two, that's why I say Dvau. Two. Dvau Ajau. Ajau means both are unborn. Jiva is also unborn, really speaking. Body dies, mind doesn't. The subtle body never dies. Our body constantly changes, dies. And identified with the body, we also think that we are old. It's interesting. Let us say you are 70-year-old. I told you that, no? Did I not tell you? Okay, I didn't tell you. If you are 70-year-old and you're feeling that I'm 70-year-old, I'm senile, I can't remember anything, I can't walk properly, this. Let us say I give you a 25-year-old body. Then what will happen to you? Suddenly you feel so young. I want to marry again. Now you see, the mind never gets old. It feels old due to identification. When it identifies with the physical body which is old, it feels old. The same mind, when it gets a 25-year-old body, it again changes everything. Whole priority would change. Everything changes. If you are in the environment of people who are constantly talking about old age, this and that, and all, then you feel that. Then you go to a place where everything is so exciting, and you go to cruise, and then everything is so good. Let me also wear this swimming dress and then jump into the water. Oh, why is that? So the mind of ours never get old. It never gets old. It is this mind which is taking birth again and again. This Sukshma Sharira is that which again and again takes birth. So whenever it gets a new body, it starts from there. That's why it is in Gita also. Kaumaram Yavanam Jara Tada Dehantara Praptihi Dhirastatra Namudyati. This body, it has got stages. Kaumaram, young, Yavanam, youth, Jara, old age. Then Teda Dehantara Prapti. So this mind, which is otherwise generally known as the Sukshma Sharira, never gets old. So both are Ajau. Ajaha, Dvau. Both of them are what? Ishwara bhi Ajaha, Jiva bhi Ajara. Ishwara remains constant. Jiva goes manifest and manifest, manifest and manifest. Even in our own mind, our own life, we go through waking, dream, and deep sleep, but there is consciousness which never goes through any change. That changeless is Ajaha. Temporary change that is taking place in Jiva, that is also originally Ajaha. So, Ajnau, Dvau, Ajau, Jiva, Isha, Jiva, Anishau, sorry, Ajau, Isha, and Anishau. Isha, the Lord. Anisha means one who is not the Lord. And who is making these two come together or making that whole world possible? Aja. Aja is who? Eka, Maya, Avyakta Namni, Paramesha Shakti, Maya. How both of them, one is Ishaha, another is Anishaha. Both are unborn. One knows, one doesn't know. Eka Bhoktru Bhogyartha Yukta. That Maya is the one which brings about Bhoktru and Bhogya. Bhoktru means the individual enjoyer. Bhogya means the enjoyment. Yukta brings one together, without which no experience is possible. Because of the interruption of the Maya, which is coming in the form of combining or bringing together the Bhokta, the Jiva into the Bhogya, the world, we forget the one, which is Ishvara. Maya's wheeling power. So if we come to know Bhokta Abhi Ishvaraha, Bhogya Abhi Ishvara Srishtihi Eva, then Maya has no place there. That's why Ramana Maharshi says beautifully, Sarvair Nidanam Jagado Hamascha Vacha Prabhu Kaschitapara Shakti Chitretra Lokyam Cha Vilokita Cha Pata Prakasho Pyabhavat Sayekaha. Sadarshanam. Beautifully says Sarvair Nidanam. The one which is the support of all. Jagataha Ahamascha Eka. Of me as well as the world. Sarvair Nidanam Jagado Hamascha. And who is he? Vachya, very well proclaimed. Prabhu, the Lord. Kaschitapara Shakti, one who has extraordinary power, Maya. And he gives the example, Chitretra Lokyam cha Vilokita cha. When you have a beautiful picture or a painting, there is a canvas. In the canvas, there is a painting, and the painting cannot be seen without the eyes. Eyes cannot see the painting, even though painting is without the light. So, Atra Chitre, in this very world, which is like a picture, Lokyam, the picture, Vilokita, the seer, Pataha, the picture itself, Prakashaha, that which illumines the picture, Abhavat Ekaha. एक ही है जो देखता है देखता है one who sees. So, and what is being seen and how he is able to see with the light or with the eyes and the canvas on which the picture is, एक ही है. चित्रेत्र लोक्यम च विलोकिता च पट प्रकाशः अपि अभवत् स एकः. Such a beautiful thought there. So that's why he said, Bhoktru Bhogya Artha Yukta Hi Eka Maya. And therefore, when we come to know that Anantascha Atma Vishwarupo Hi Akarta, Vishwarupaha Ananta Atma Akarta, non-doer. See, we should understand what is this Akarta means. Let us say that I am eating with a spoon. I'm eating my food with a spoon. Now, when I'm doing the action of eating, is the spoon karta, doer? Yes or no? The spoon is not the doer. Though the action is taking place only with the help of the spoon. Without the spoon, the food would not be taken into my mouth. So, even though the spoon is also engaged in that action cannot be, the actor cannot be the spoon. Clear? Okay. My hand is that the karta. My hand is only making that happen, no? What are you saying? My hand is the karta. Kar hai to karta hai. So kar nahi karta. Right? Then, if that is the case, my mind is the karta. Is it the mind because of which only the hand is able to pick up the food through the spoon and bring it to the mouth? Yes or no? How many of you saying no? Mana eva karta. This mind is the karta here. Though visibly you don't see it. You see the spoon, you see the hand, but you don't see the mind. सो जो नहीं देख सकते हो वही करता है, जो आप देखते हो वही करता नहीं है. What you are seeing is not the karta. What you don't see, but you know, that is the karta. That is the doer. Okay, so I ate the food. All right. Then I go and do my work, whatever I'm doing. Now digestion is going on in my body. Kaun hai karta? Not the mind. Mind is doing something else. My body is, I'm physically engaged in something else. I may be reading a book, I'm walking, or I'm watching a TV, or I may be sleeping. तो कर्म हो रहा है, तो उसका उस कर्म को कौन करता है? प्रकृति एव कर्ता. प्रकृति प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि कर्माणि अहंकार विमूढ़ात्मा कर्ताहम इति मन्यते. सो जिसके पास वो अभिमान है मैं कर रहा हूं, वही करता है. Now you see, when we understand who really is the karta, prakriti eva. That's why he said, eka bhoktru bhogyartha yukta aja maya. So the jiva is also not a karta, really speaking. But when he identifies with the action of doing, then he becomes the slave to that action. Whereas the Brahman, the consciousness in whose presence the Prakriti is able to do the action, he is akarta only, always. That's why Anantascha Atma Vishwarupa, he akarta, not the doer. If we are identified with the Prakriti, we become karta. When we don't identify with the Prakriti, we become akarta. You are breathing. Are you doing it? So you know you're not doing it. Why? Even though the action is not taking place somewhere outside, in you, all the time. You don't identify with that. Therefore, you are not the karta of that action. And so many things are going on in our body which we don't identify with. Otherwise, we can never, not even a moment, will be able to remain quiet, because वो digestion करना है, वो blood circulation करना है, वो the cellular has to be changed, and then this has to be done, and then the food jalebi is going down, there it should go. That's right. क्या क्या हो रहा है अंदर? Why do you choose not to identify? It's happening. So in the same way, we can understand everything is happening. Prakriti is doing it. That is what is going on. Indriyani indriyarte shvatante idi madhva na sajjate. Naiva kinchit karomi iti yukto manyeta tattvavit. मैं कुछ नहीं कर रहा हूं, सब हो रहा है. See, why do we think we are the karta? Because we want something out of it. And that ownership I want to have. मैंने किया इसलिए मैं ही भोग किया, भोगता हूं. I did it, and therefore the credit should be mine. When something is happening wrong, will you take? I am the one. I have nothing to do with it. Immediately we just said, I have nothing to do. Is it not true? In the sleep, you kicked your husband, let us say. He is a process. Like, you kicked me. No, I didn't do at all. I don't know. You can easily say, I didn't do that. Because you didn't consciously do it. You know you wanted to do it. But you can say, I didn't do it. So कर्तृत्व भाव जिसके पास नहीं है, and we cannot remain without identifying with anything. So better identify with the akarta. Identify with not the prakriti. If you identify with prakriti, then you become ahankari karta. And identify with Bhagavan, who is akarta. Anantascha atma vishwarupaha hi akarta. Yata trayam vindate. Yada, when trayam means these three. What are the three? Trayam vindade. Bhoga, bhoktru, bhoga and bhogya. These three clearly understands. Or Ishvara, Jiva and Brahma. Clearly understands that. Ishvaraha akarta. Ishvaraha Maya Sahita Karta. Jivaha Avidya Karanat Karta. Brahma na Karta. Iti vindate. Brahma etat. He reaches Brahman. He obtains Brahman. So, Jiva, Prakriti and Ishvara, when you clearly understand their role, even though both of them are unborn, both of them are a karta, yet the Jiva, by his understanding, he identifies with the Prakriti and thinks that he is the karta, suffers. When he comes to know, he relieves. So that is why this beautiful verse, even though both are Raja. So this both are unborn is also accepted by the Sankhyan system. Pradhana, they call it as Pradhana and Purusha. Pradhana is Prakriti, nature. See, like if you are sowing a seed in your backyard and it starts, some trees started to grow, mango or whatever it is. So can you say, Maine kiya hai? This is me. You might have by mistake put a seed on that. But then all that is happening is not your, you cannot take control credit of everything that is there. Because you know your portion or your role is very minimal. And Bhagavan's role or the Prakriti's role is the maximum there. But yet, my backyard tree, my mango. And if I eat the mango, it's not tasty. Get upset. My mango, he said that it's not tasty. No, mango. When did it become your mango? Yeah, you didn't do anything. Did you inject this sugar in that? Or the taste in that? No, you didn't do anything. Even if it is tasty, you cannot take credit. If it is not tasty, you cannot take that credit, debit also, or the blame for that also. But we, because of our strong identification, how dare Swamiji say that the mango is sour? I don't think he has any taste. So how is my food, Swamiji? Bhagavan's food was very good. Why are you taking credit? So you see, pradhana, that word is used in the next verse. Kshadam sharam pradhanam amrutaksharam haraha. Sharatmana vishate deva ekaha. Tasya vidyana dyojana tattva bhavat. Bhuyaschante vishwamaya nivrittihi. Sharam pradhanam amrutaksharam haraha. Sharatmana vishate deva ekaha. Tasya vidyana dyojana tattva bhavat. Bhuyaschante vishwamaya nivrittihi. Ksharam pradhanam. Pradhanam, Prakriti is ksharam, subject to change, decay, death. Kshara means to kshayam gacchati, ksharaha, that which is constantly changing. Constantly changing. You sent me today. Pite, pite, what is that? What is that? Bhuya, bhuya, pite raho, something like that. In Sanskrit, patati. Bhutale. Pite, pitva, pitva, patati bhutale. Punarpitva punarjanmane vidyate. What a wonderful Sanskrit word. Pitva pitva bhutale patati. Drinking again, a person falls on the floor. Then getting up, punaha pitva punarjanmana vidyate. Getting up and drink, you don't have any punarjanmana. It is written outside a bar. Sanskrit mein likha hua hai. So people think on Sanskrit mein likha hua hai, oh, you know, it should be Subhashit. Subhashit ho gaya. So pradhanam ksharam. Pradhana is kshara. According to Sankhyans, pradhana is both pradhana and purusha both are anadi. Bhagavan Krishna also mentions this. He's saying that all of them anadi, both pradhana and purusha. Sharam pradhanam, then amritam amritaksharam haraha. Haraha, the Lord, is amrita and aksharam, immortal and unchanging. Shara atmanau, sharascha atmascha, shara atmanau ishate, one who rules both of them, deva ekaha. The one is the same who controls both. Charas sarvani bhutani kutastokshara muchyate uttamam purushastu anyaha. Paramatma. So Paramatma, Devaha, here it is referred as Devaha, is Ekaha. So somebody sent me, Pitva Pitva Puna Pitva Yavat Patati. That is the verse here. Yavat Patati Bhutal Pitva Pita Puna Pitva Yavat Patati Bhutale Uttaya Cha Punaha Pitva Punarjanmana Vidyate. That is interesting. So here Sharaha Prakriti, Aksharaha here relative Akshara. Relatively unchanging is Purushaha. But dono ka Ishwar kaun hai? Ek hai. See, this is where the Sankhyan miss out the point. They don't accept the concept of Ishwara. They say these two are independent entities. Purusha is independent of Prakriti. They come together and make this world, but they do not have a common aspect. They accept there is Prakriti, which is changing matter. They accept the Purusha as unchanging, but without the presence of Prakriti, Purusha cannot be known. Without the Purusha, Prakriti cannot do anything. So together they constitute this world. But Bhagavan Krishna, what he said, that even though they are both are anadi, they are like the two hands of the same person, but the person is different from his hands. I have left hand, I have right hand. They both are doing things, but both are connected to me. So, Kshara Atmanau Ishate Deva Ekaha. Both of them are governed by that one only. So, Tasya Abhidhyanat. Usko dhyan karne se, by doing meditation upon that very Lord, which is same, ruling both of them. Yojanat, second. By first one is Dhyanam. Dhyanam in the form of, as Guruji also writes there, Dhyanam in the form of understanding the hand of the Lord in everything in the world. And a person who goes into the Samadhi with this kind of understanding called Savikalpa Samadhi, where the Triputi is still present. मैं ध्यान कर रहा हूं, मैं ध्याता हूं, और ध्यान का योग्य ध्येय वस्तु भगवान है ध्येय. सो मैं ध्यान ऐसा एक साधन कर रहा हूं. सो ध्यानम. सो ध्येय, ध्यातृ and dhyanam. So in these three present, all of them distinctly, it's called Savikalpa Samadhi. When the Dhyaya alone remains, Dhyata merges with the Dhyaya. The meditator merging with the meditated is what is known as Nirvikalpa. Just like the river Ganges or Satluj or Sindhu or Kaveri or Brahmaputra or Narmada, whatever be it, when it is flowing towards the ocean, it is still maintaining identity. I am the one, the river flowing. I am the river. I am flowing towards the ocean. But when it reaches the ocean, flowing also stops. River also is disappeared. What remains is ocean. Flowing is no more. It becomes standstill. So dhyan also ended. And who is the one who's doing the dhyanam? He also ended. Kya hai? Ocean. The same way, dhyan ka, but its end point is no dhyanam. ध्यान को भी छोड़ना है, because ध्याता नहीं है. The meditator is absent. So long you don't sleep, you think that I want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep. Once you are in the sleep, there is no you who is attempting to sleep. That is called nirvikalpa. That is called yojanam. Yoga is to unite. So dhyanat, yojanat, and when does a person reaching the nirvikalpa samadhi and he wakes up to the world again, that is called tattva bhava. This is called sahaja samadhi. Sahaj mein uska samadhi hoga. There is no more attempt for him to do anything. See again, Ramana Maharshi very beautifully puts in the second verse of Saddarshanam. A person who is afraid of death, whom should he go to? No. If I go to a doctor, he will say soon. Not today, but soon. We'll make arrangements for that. Because he cannot stop. Mrityunjayam mrityubhyashritanam aham madir mrityumupaiti purvam. Mrityunjayam Shivam Mrityubhyashritanam. Mrityubhya, because of the fear of death, Ashritanam, the one who has taken to the shelter of Lord Shiva, the Lord of death. Then what happened? First thing Bhagavan kills is Ahammadi. Ahammadir mrityumupaiti purvam. First death is, if you go to the Lord, first he will kill the ahankar, which causes that fear. Adasvabhava tamruteshu teshu. And when the ahankara is gone, what remains is your natural state of amrutatva. Adasvabhava tamruteshu teshu. Kadam punaha mrityu diyavakashaha. Then where is the question of any more death knocking at your door? Or is there avakashaha astiva? Because जिसका मरण होता है उसका नाम है अहंकार. With the physical body identification, the mind which is having strong idea of I is the one which is fearing death. If that is removed, then katam avakashaha mrityudya. So that is the beauty of this. So here in the next line we say, Tasya abhidhyana yojana tattvabhavat bhuyaha cha antaha vishwamaya nivrittihi. Vishwamaya nivrittihi. Complete elimination of the delusion that is creating the whole world of all the pluralities. Because by nature one is of the nature of Amrutatva. So when I have fear of death, I cannot go to another person who also has a fear of death. You are afraid of death, where do I go? To another person who has a similar fear. How does How does going to another person who is having the same fear will eliminate my fear? So whom should I go? Mrityunjayam eva. I can go only to the one who does not, who has conquered death. Similarly, dhyanam should be done on whom? Dhyanam shouldn't be done for another person who is also subject to birth and death and all joys and sorrows. तस्य अभिमुखात अभिध्यानात ध्यान करना है और उसका योजनम, because to yojana means there where an individual, just like dhyata and dhyeya, comes one. That is what is called nirvikalpa. And then tattva bhava. Tattva bhava means where the individual no more. It is not such a person remains in samadhi all the time. He doesn't come out. No, he comes out and then he completely clearly sees that what I have been thinking as I'm different from all this is not true. ज्ञात्वा देवं सर्वपाशापहानिः क्षीणै क्लेशै जन्म मृत्यु प्रहाणी तस्याभिद्यानात् तृतीयं देहभेदे विश्वैश्चर्यं केवल आप्तकामः ज्ञात्वा देवं सर्वपाशापहानि क्षीणै क्लेशैर्जन्म मृत्युप्रहाणिः तस्याभिद्यानात् तृतीयं देहभेदे विश्वैश्वर्यं केवल आप्तकामः क्षीणैः सर्वक्लेशैः सर्वपाश अपहानिः. Kshinaihi, by weakening of all the kleshas, avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, pancha kleshas. By they becoming thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. See, avidya nivrittihi atma muktihi. Atyanta avidya nivritti eva moksha. But atyanta avidya nivritti cannot take place suddenly. उसको उसको क्षीण होना है, becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. It is not suddenly you go and cut everything. It won't disappear like that. So first of all, what is that which is feeding into it? That we need to slowly remove it. It's like if you want to really bring down a huge tree, by cutting just to the bottom of it, it won't, because it will have still the roots very well under the earth. You may not even see it. With the next rain, it will pick up the momentum and start again. So kya karna hai? Dig a trench around, completely around the tree. Okay, and in the trench, make sure that the roots are no more, because it can penetrate into a large area. So remove that, make sure that the trench is deep enough that root is no more crossing over that trench, right? And in that trench, pour the chemicals that will not allow the roots to grow. And then cut the top of the tree as much as you can. The fellow cannot survive anymore, because there is no provision for the water to come in. In the same way, like in the many of the old forts, when you go around the fort, which is the outermost portion of the city, they have a drench and filled with water and crocodiles, and they remove the bridge. The fellow cannot get in there. Nobody can get into that bridge. Even outside, inside people also cannot go out unless they put back the the bridges or the planks to cross over. So when they thus remove the provision for anything to get in, after some time, the inside the in this case of the cutting making a trench around the tree has no more supply of any more sustainable things. Sustenance is cut off. It will slowly lose its own ability to survive. कीमोथेरेपी करना है अहंकार का कीमोथेरेपी करना है make sure that it doesn't survive there. So avidya, that is called klesha kshina. So avidya का भी करना है, राग द्वेष भी करना है, वो अस्मिता का और अभिनय का. See, Bhagavan Krishna says, Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinah rasavarcham rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. When I have an inclination for a particular enjoyment, when the object of enjoyment are no more available, then that thought about that particular object to go after it will also come to an end slowly, until next time the Vishaya again make available. If somebody is smoking, you take him to a place where there is smoking is banned, let us say. In Singapore you go, public smoking is not allowed. The moment that fellow gets into the flight also they won't allow you to smoke. He lands in airport in India, Chennai. Mera Bharat hi Mahan. Because it allows me to do whatever I want to do. So Vishayaha vinivartante niraharasya dehinah. When the things are turned away, the mind also does not have a provision to enjoy that. But rasavarjam, but the taste for it will remain, it is undetected. It will remain there waiting for a chance. That will go only when the knowledge takes place. So kshinaihi kleshaihi and sarva pasha apahanihi, all attachments slowly being destroyed, and janma mrityu prahani, also the end of this continuous cycle of birth and death, when devam nyatva, only by realizing the Brahman. Devam, here devam atmanam nyatva sarvapasha sarvapasha pahanihi shinaihi kleshaihi janma mrityu prahani. Because so long as the desire is there, the return coming back to this again, birth, again death, etc., cannot be stopped. Even one desire is there, for that one has to come back. Like Jada Bharata. One single attachment. He never had anything else until he had the dear, oh dear, my dear, finished. उसके लिए वो आना पड़ेगा. So again he came. And he realized, I made a mistake here. So one mistake because of which Sita, same dear only. Dear, oh my dear. Gone. Finished. One mistake she did. Why? Ram was not dear to you? No, my golden dear. Go and suffer for next few months. So therefore, Shinaihi Kleshaihi Janma Mrityu Upaha Prahani Prahashena Hanti Prahani. So Shankaracharya says this first line refers to Jivan Mukti. Jivan api muktaha, Jivan muktaha. Even while living, he becomes free of all the different attachments as well as the further birth and death. But he says the second line is about Krama Mukti. Tasya abhidhyanat tritiyam deha bede vishvaishwaryam kevala aptakama. Abhidhyanat, by continuous meditation, tasya abhidhyanat tritiyam. Tritiyam means the third. Third is what? Here, Tritiyam can be understood as one which is the fourth in what is considered as Chaturtham in Mandukya Upanishad. Here it is Tritiyam in the form of waking and dream where the mind is there as one. Sleep is where the mind is as the mind is not there as a second stage, and where all the three are absent, only the Atman is there. That is called third. But when does he get? Deha Bede. So, Deha Badanat Urdhvam, meaning Krama Mukti, after the fall of the body. So, are also known as Videha Mukti. It is not Jivan Mukti, Krama. Krama means after the death of the physical body, according to the one's actions performed, he may go to Brahmaloka, and there also he will enjoy the results of one's own actions. And then in that Brahmaloka, before Brahma finishes his tenure of 100 years, there will be Vedanta class. So everything will be taught only in Sanskrit. So better learn here only now. Why go all the way there? And then if you are not in Vedanta, Sanskrit nahi malum is wrong. Again you have to learn Rama, 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 Ramam, Rama, Rama, all that is started. And then you will be taught Brahma Jnana. So Deha Vede, what does he gain as the mukti there? Vishwa Aishwaryam. Vishwa Aishwaryam means the Brahma Bhava, which is known as the state of Virat. Virata Bhavam Apnodi. Vishwa Aishwaryam. Vishwameva Yasya Aishwaryam. Vishwa Aishwaryam. One who gets the lordship over the entire universe. Meaning one becomes the owner of the entire universe. Vishwaishwaryam. Kevala Aptakamaha. Meaning Kamat Muktaha. Aptakama means one who has fulfilled all desires. So that according to Shankaracharya, it is Krama Mukti, the second line. So this can be as our Guruji also writes there as the possible interpretation. One is the possibility of the Tritiyam may refers to, with if you don't take the as a first line referring to Jivan Mukti, third line, second line referring to Krama Mukti, it means the Tritiyam, the one which is talked about here as Deha Beda, which means that Samadhi. But if you take that as mentioned by Shankaracharya, then it will be first one is the Jivan Mukti, where a person remains unaffected by all the bondages, free of the birth and death. The second one is after the fall of the body, one reaches that. So that is how the third verse here, and the next verse also we read here. Etagnyeyam nityamevatma samstam Nata param veditauhyam hi kinchit. Bhokta bhogyam preritaram chamatva. Sarvam proktam trividam brahma metad. Etatnyeyam nityameva samstam Nata param veditavyam hi kinchit Bhokta bhogyam preritaram chamatva Sarvam proktam trividam brahma metat. Etatnyeyam. This is to be known. So it is not something which we can make it as an option. जानना है नहीं जानना है जाननीय है जानना ही होगा ये उसका कोई चॉइस नहीं है नान्य पंथा विमुक्त है everything else we can know we need not know we are not going to be affected by that. Do you know Russian? No, I'm very miserable, I don't know Russian. No, I'm not miserable because I don't know a particular language or a skill or this and that. I don't know that person. It doesn't matter. That doesn't end, that doesn't cause misery to you unless you give a lot of value for that. Swamiji, do you know cooking? No. So you don't feel bad about it? No. If I know cooking, I'll feel bad about it. Why? Because everybody has to suffer then. What I don't know, I'm not suffering on that. But that which you do not know, you will suffer the most. खुद को मैं नहीं जानता हूँ. So that is the greatest of the, avidya. So jnayam. That's why Bhagavan says jnayam yat pravakshatmi yat jnatva moksha se ashubhat. And from all the ashubha, inauspiciousness, you become free. Edat jnayam, which is what? Nityam eva. Nityam eva jnayam. You can put that way also, which is always to be known. What is that? Atma samstam is there in you only. आपकी पास ही है. Na atah param veditavyam. There is nothing else that is subject to be known. Kinchit na paraha veditavyam. Other than that, there is nothing more to be known. Yajñātva sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. Upanishad says, having known everything is. What is that? Bhokta bhogyam preritaram chamatva. भोक्ता ही वही है, भोग्यम तो वही है, प्रेरितार मीन्स वन हु प्रॉम्प्ट्स यू टू गो टुवर्ड्स द भोग्य, वो भी यही है. भोक्तम भोक्ता भोग्यम प्रेरितारम चत्वा सर्वम प्रोक्तम. Whatever is been declared, trividam, which is of the three kinds. What is that? Bhokta, bhogya, and bhoga. All the three are Brahma eva. It's nothing but that alone. This way, one who comes to know, we'll see more of it in the next session, and we'll complete by next tomorrow to complete this chapter. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Akasyad Dukkha Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Just a couple of announcements tomorrow.